Hey, Paul here from Crypto Factor, and today we're going to be talking about the difference between Bitcoin and Safemoon. And there are three reasons why I'm actually making this video. Number one is to show you how to do your own research, to show you a simple way on how to do your own research, and we're going to do that by comparing Safemoon and Bitcoin, for example. The second reason is because I'm actually sick and tired with all these stupid comments in my comment section. Well, Bitcoin's 13 years old. Give Safemoon 10 years, and well, Bitcoin is old tech, and Safemoon is the future, and all that crap. I'm sick and tired of it, so I want to just point people to this video. And the third reason is the views. A minute for the views. This is YouTube. This video should do well, or at least I hope it will. Now, the way I'm going to show you the difference between Bitcoin and Safemoon is not going to be tech, because you've seen a lot of videos, you've read a lot of stuff, you don't understand it anyway, you're in denial, so that doesn't work. So that's out the window. So logic doesn't work here. Also, I can't really show you price analysis, because learning how to do TA, price analysis, and so on, that takes many years to actually learn and master, and I won't be able to do that in this video. So what I am going to do, I'm going to show you how to use a VRIN score. And a VRIN score is actually used for business evaluation, it's used for project evaluation, or even employee evaluation. No one's really talked about this, so that's what we're going to use today. By the way, if you like cryptocurrency videos, make sure you subscribe down below and hit the bell notification button so you don't miss other videos, and hit the thumbs up button if you appreciate me taking the time to make this content. And talking about time, I actually made a video last year talking about a VRIN score with Safemoon and Bitcoin as an example. So let's watch that clip together. Basically, the VRIN score stands for valuable. How valuable? What is the value of the service you provide? What is the value of the cryptocurrency company that they provide? Next is rarity. R is for rarity. How unique is the service they provide or you provide? Then it's inimitable. How easily can this be copied by other people? And finally, non-substitutable, meaning how easily can this project, or how easily can you be substituted? So the VRIN score can be used for everything. As you can gather, it can be used for you, your own value, what you do to the industry or for the industry if you're being hired. It can be done for cryptocurrency projects or companies. How valuable are they? Are they going to succeed or not? It can be used for interviews, businesses, anything you can possibly imagine. So here's what you do. You rate the project from 1 to 10 in each of these values or sectors or whatever you want to call them. It doesn't really matter, can't think of a word. But you put a 1 to 10 on each of them. And look, here is where you have to be honest with yourself. If you're going to evaluate yourself or a cryptocurrency project, you have to be honest with yourself. For example, if you do this on yourself and how much value you bring and do your VRIN score for what you do or what you provide for a service, if you get over 7 up to 10, you're one of the highest sought out after people in the world. You're typically making more than 150,000 euros a year. That's euros, not even dollars. So if you're going to do this for a cryptocurrency project, you have to be honest with yourself. Otherwise, it's not going to work. But we can do it for a project as an example. And let's use Safemoon as an example, and maybe we could do Bitcoin after, just so you can see the difference. So let's take Safemoon, for example. How valuable is Safemoon? What's the value they bring? And the truth is, they don't bring much value. Let me explain before everyone goes up in a frenzy here. They don't have a purpose, and they don't solve any problems. I'm not telling you you can't make money from it. I'm not telling you that it's not going to be good in the future. I'm not telling you none of that. We're doing a VRIN score test, okay? And the value they are bringing is essentially zero. They're doing nothing that doesn't already exist. Everything is based on things that they are going to do or become. They're still a new company. The value is pretty low. I would give it a 2 out of 10 at best. Now, rarity. How unique is this service? Well, it's not unique at all. It's everywhere. There's many Safemoon copies. Anybody can do it on the BSC chain in under 5 hours. I'm talking about the tokenomics. Right now, as we speak, I'm not sure if they're going to do their own blockchain. I don't care if they do their own blockchain. There's no attack on Safemoon. It's an example. But the rarity is low. There's a lot of these projects out there. There's a lot of cryptocurrencies out there, and we can talk about that later on. But the rarity, I'll give it another 2 just because I'm being nice. It could even be a 1 if you really think about it. Now, the next is Inimitable. So how easily is this copied? I can literally do it in under 5 hours. Somebody that knows basic programming skills, they can do it in a couple of hours. If you go to Binance and you go to the BSC chain, it's a matter of clicking what options you want and the token comes out. It's very easily copied. That's why there's a lot of Safemoon copiers out there, okay? So that's a 1. It's a given. What about non-substitutable? How easily can Safemoon be substituted? Extremely easy. There's a lot of projects out there. There's a lot of cryptocurrency out there. Anybody can build it. I give it a 1. So basically, the VRIN score is what? You add all these up together. So a 2, a 1, a 1, and a 1. It gives you a 4. You divide it by 4. That's the VRIN score of Safemoon. It's not even the 4 or 7 range, so it's not even a medium scale project. And that's why I don't like Safemoon in general on that point of view when it comes to a VRIN score. Now, will this change in the future? They're going to do their own blockchain, do this, do that. Yes, your VRIN score can change. And the whole point of looking at your VRIN score, whether it's Safemoon or your own VRIN score, is so you can get better, so you can build your VRIN score. So let's not argue or anything like that. There's no attack against Safemoon. Yes, personally, I don't like it. It's a whole different story, though. Let's be professional here. Now, let's talk about Bitcoin so you can see the difference. So what value does Bitcoin bring? Well, Bitcoin's value is huge. I'm not a Bitcoin maximalist, but it's huge. It's been here for over 10 years. It's unbanking the unbanked. It's a spendable store of value. Countries that have a high inflation use it. It is valuable, and that's why it's going up in price like crazy over 10 years. So the value is at least an 8 or 9, if not a 10. I'm personally giving it a 10, but to each his own. So how rare is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is extremely rare. There are no other Bitcoins. Why? Because of the nodes, because of the miners, because of everything it took to build Bitcoin over the years, over 10 years. It's extremely rare. There's no other Bitcoin like Bitcoin, at least not to the capacity it's at. There's no, the developers, the miners, the nodes, all that. So it's very rare. I would give it a 9 or 10, but each of you do your own. Immutable, how easily can Bitcoin be copied? Well, this is kind of a tricky one because in theory it can't, but the truth is you can fork it. So it is pretty copy. You can copy Bitcoin. Obviously, it's not going to be the same thing. You don't have the support. You don't have the community. But let's just, for argument's sake, give it a 5 or a 6 and it can be copied. Now, this again is a tricky one because it takes a lot of years to build Bitcoin up to where it is. It's not just about copying it. It's about emulating everything it stands for, everywhere it's at in the stock market, all this stuff that's piled on Bitcoin over the years, right? The proof of concept, everything. So let's give it a 5 or 6, but I'm personally giving it an 8 or 9. And finally, is it non-substitutable? Can Bitcoin be substituted? And the truth is it can't. It cannot be substituted. It's the first one and only one with all its features. Now, if you want to really get into the nitty-gritty of this, it's another video talking about why Bitcoin is the only Bitcoin. I'll leave a link down below why Bitcoin is the only decentralized cryptocurrency, true decentralized cryptocurrency there is, and a few more things. The link's down below if you really want to get into that. Watch it after this video, but right now we're talking about VRIN scores here. So I'm giving it a 10. So if you do the average of Bitcoin out of 40 points, it probably has something like what, a 37 or 38. So yes, the VRIN score is huge, and that's why it's number 1. That's why the market cap is so high, and that is why it lasted so many years. Now for a comparison, you can do this to yourself. Give yourself a VRIN score. For example, if you add all the numbers up and then divide them and get a 1 or 2 or 3, that means your VRIN score is typically very low. It's so low, you're probably working in McDonald's, you might be working for a company, you're substituted, you're easily imitable, you're just a lower employee, and that's not a bad thing. Your VRIN score is not meant to put you down. Your VRIN score is meant so you can focus on each of these levels to bring you up. For example, what's my personal VRIN score? Now, you can score whatever you want about me, but let's talk about it. So how valuable is my service? Well, my service is aimed in the blockchain. I'm a marketeer and sales expert. I've been doing this for over 25 years. I'm sought after because there's huge demand in the blockchain industry with very little supply. So my value is pretty big. It's pretty huge. Being an ex or former video director and producer as well adds to that because I also know video marketing, sales, and so on. So my value is pretty high. I'll give myself a 7 or 8, but you can value me to whatever you want. How rare I am. How rare is the service I provide? It's pretty rare for blockchain to do marketing, sales, and video. So, but for argument's sake, I'll give myself a 6 or 7, even though I believe myself to be an 8. As I said, we have to be modest here. We have to be humble when we're doing our VRIN score. Now, I could be copied in theory, but at the same time, it's very hard to get all the information I have, everything I know. With sales and marketing being over 25 years, I wrote 7 books. I have more coming out. And I know blockchain. I am in the cryptocurrency space. So it's not easy to copy me. You have to write 7 books. You have to study cell science for 25 years. You have to do your own projects, your own speaking engagements. It's kind of hard. I'm pretty unique when it comes to that. I give myself an 8 or 9, but please put your own score. Do the math. And finally, am I non-substitutable? Well, in theory, no. I'm not non-substitutable. No one really is. The truth is, I would be missed if I was substituted, for the simple reason that you have video, you have marketing, you have sales, you have crypto. It's hard to find somebody that does all of that. You kind of need to find 2 or 3 people to do what I do. But yes, okay, I can be substituted. Not very easily. I would give myself a 5 or 6 there, but you could argue that I could be a 7 or 8. Now, do me a favor. I'm not going to do the math for you. You have to do your own research. So add all that up, divide it by 4, and see what my VRIN score is. It should be a 7 or 8. That also reflects on how much money I make a year and how successful I am. If you Google my name, Paul Democritou, into Google, you will see where I'm at. So this is a VRIN score. If you have a 3 or 2, it's not bad. You probably get a basic salary, but you need to work on each and every one of these points. So does the company you're about to invest in, your Safemoon, your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your ADA, your whatever. You have to look at their VRIN score, and after that, you have to look at their team, and you have to look at who's behind the project, as well as fundamental analysis and technical analysis. And we're going to talk about those in another video.